Hello, my name is Ethan, and I am bored. So, I'm going to be reading the sub from the subreddit r forward slash TIFU, time I effed up. I'm trying to keep this clean, so I'm going to be replacing any curse words with okay words, family friendly words. But yeah, they still can get kind of a little a little goofy, so or shocking. So up to you if you want to watch. But this is I'm a time I messed up by failing as an adult, and I just need to switch to my other screen. There we go. Oh, I'm a professional now. Look at this. I'm a YouTuber. I should be playing Minecraft. Okay, time I messed up by failing as an adult. Trigger warning. I'm gonna actually get into my mode here. You might hear my family in the background. Sorry. Trigger warning. Body functions. I recently started a course, and thankfully it is remote. My stomach was a little bubbly, so was passing a few. Sometimes my gas clouds, despite being ready, needs an extra push. I thought that was the same case today, but no. As I pushed, I was just wait. That air bubble didn't pop. Did I just so I just so I had to pause my camera and run from class, and sure enough, I had an accident. I've lived alone since February for the first time ever, and in this short period, I've managed to have two accidents. Two. 15 years of nothing, and now that I'm on my own, it has happened twice. I feel like such a failure as an adult because I literally can't keep my crap under control. Is it a big deal? No. Can it happen to anybody? Yes. Yes, it hits me hard because I'm clearly failing at taking care of myself. I have a pile of moldy bread on my kitchen table. I've done the dishes once since I've lived here, and other times my dad has snuck into my apartment while I was out and done them. Oh, this guy's not doing good. I've dreamed of this course I'm taking for years, and yet I'm falling behind because I just can't pick up a book or get started on an assignment. So the fact that I just had an accident, I'm just gonna go hug my big plushie and feel sorry for myself. I've always been told I'm so grown up, yet now I'm failing so miserable. Guess I just needed to vent. TLDR, I've had IBS for years, no accidents. I'm living on my own, and I've had an accident twice. Uh, so, okay. Are we gonna act like we haven't pooped ourselves, dude? Maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe me and this guy here are the only ones. Billy Pankaka. Well, that's not a great name. What the heck? Billy Pankaka. That's his name. That's their name. I don't know. It could be a girl. Um. So yeah, that's wild. No, we've all done that. I mean, we've got to. I don't know a single person who hasn't pooped themselves as a grown up. At the very least, a teenager. Now I get this person being like, "Oh, I'm a grown man. I've lived, or a grown woman, and I've lived on my own." Um, and you deal with this. It's like that's not easy. You know what I mean? Like dealing with that disappointment that you can you can go back to baby is what we call it in the professional in the medical field. Actually, it's called go back to baby. um no, but I mean, dude, you're gonna be, whether you're 23, 22, or you're 97, you're gonna be pooping your pants. I'll be honest with you. I was a CNA for 7 years, and I'm going back to school. I'm pre med, and I like I remember when I was a CNA, most of the people who are crapping their pants were 90 years old. They can't control it. It happens. They gamble on a fart too. So you might as well lose that belief that an adult doesn't poop their pants, because I'd say most of the adults that I have seen have done it, or they currently do regularly, and it's something they have to combat by wearing diapers or something like that. I don't know. I had an experience one time. I was on my way to work, actually, as a CNA, and I had like drank coffee. My stomach was hurting. It was really hurting, and I like Woke up like 5 minutes before I had to leave, so I didn't have time to go to the bathroom. And I like, I'm like, oh, I definitely have to take a dump. And like, there's a log coming. There's a whole bunch of them. I got a whole freaking lumber mill up in this boy, up in here. And I ended up, I was like, I gambled on a fart. There's nothing more to say about it. I gambled on a fart, and it was just like this story. You know, I was like, that one didn't pop. What the heck? This didn't pop. And I'm like, oh, I crapped my pants. I just crapped my pants. And I was already like running late to work, or I was like at least like on the money of like what time I needed to show. Like I was barely gonna show up on time, and so I had to pull over into a Dunkin' Donuts. I had to waddle over into the bathroom of that Dunkin' Donuts, and I tossed my underwear in the trash. I was commando the whole day. I cleaned up. It didn't ruin my scrubs, but I washed my hands, and I like washed just in case. I like rinsed like a little bit of my pants. It looked like I had peed myself, but I was like, as long as I don't smell like doo-doo feces, bro, you know. And I freeballed the whole day at work, and that was crazy. That was kind of risky. It was a little risky. People they're swinging at work. You know, when you work as a CNA, you get punched all the time. I've gotten nut tapped multiple times, and so it's like, I think that, I don't know, that was a risky move. But I don't know. Time I messed up by failing as an adult. Psh, you haven't failed. Don't be so hard on yourself, man. It's not that serious. Let's see. Let's do the top one. Okay. That one's, I want to read it, but it's about a sex diary. We probably can't read that. All right. Let's see. All right. Time I messed up by accidentally creeping out a woman on the bus. Oh, this is a long one too. So let's check this out. This is real long. So, all right. It was by Chicken Jeff. Thanks for your submission, Chicken Jeff. It was just after a particularly awful day at work, and I was taking the bus home. It was the last bus of the night, around midnight. Now, I'm what you call a big fella. I'm a big, tall, lumbering man. At the time, I'm going to try to get into his voice. At the time, I had very long hair as well. I'm also far from fashionable. I'm a comfort first dresser, and it's very cold where I live, so I am layered up. I got a hood on, gloves, scarf, miscellaneous sweaters and jackets in varying states of distress because I can't bring myself to throw anything away. Basically, what I'm saying is I looked like hobo Michael Myers from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Combine that with how tired I was from work. I looked dead on the inside too, like totally vacant. My brain is mush at this point. I am, for all intents and purposes, a zombie. I have a favorite spot on the bus, because I'm weird like that, so if that spot is open, I will sit there. Tonight, it was open, so I sat down. I did not take in my surroundings because I was far too tired and out of it. I just needed to sit down as soon as possible. I happened to be sitting directly behind a young woman, but I didn't think too much of it at first. I was using all my energy to simply not pass out. But about 2 minutes later, my brain clicked on, and my heart sank. I realized that this woman I was sat behind was the only other person on the bus. Instantly, I knew I messed up. The whole bus is empty, and I, this giant hobo of a man, hobble on and sit right behind this young woman who's all alone in the middle of the night. What must she be thinking? She must think I'm a freaking creep. So I thought, crap, what do I do? Do I move to another seat? No, that seems even more suspicious. That calls attention to it. Plus, I've already been sitting here for 2 full minutes. It's too weird to switch now. I at least shifted to the adjacent seat, so I'm somewhat diagonally behind her instead of right behind her. But that's not enough. Do I say something? Do I be like, sorry I sat behind you, I'm not a creep, I promise? That's such a red flag too. I was trying so hard to find a correct sequence of words or actions that would effectively reassure this woman and make her feel safe, but I could not crack the code. I know how sketchy I looked. There was no recourse. I eventually figured it would be okay. It's probably not that big of a deal. I'm just a worrier. As long as nothing else happens, I probably just mildly sketched her out and it's fine. Then I realized that while all of this was swirling around my head like a vortex, I've just been staring wide-eyed directly at the back of her head for like a full minute. It was entirely in my head, and I didn't even know it was happening. As soon as I came to that realization, I also saw her subtly glance at me from a periphery. She was watching me staring at her, but trying not to be obvious. I was mortified. I immediately averted my gaze. I turned my head so fast to look at anything else, but that's also a red flag. It's like I was caught, which I was, but it wasn't intentional. Too many things were in my brain. I wasn't paying attention to what my eyes were doing. I'm neurodivergent if that wasn't clear by now. Another minute passed, and I was too petrified to do anything at this point. There were no good ideas on how to fix this. I just felt bad. Then I saw her subtly turn her glance back at me again, and like an idiot, I looked back at her. Because when someone looks at you, you look at them. It's instinct. Because you're expecting an interaction or something. So you meet their gaze. But in this scenario, that's the opposite of what I should be doing. Plus, she had to subtly turn her head to glance at me. I only had to shift my eyes. My eyes obviously moved faster, so I was looking at her before she could see me. So from her perspective, she looked back and saw me staring at her again. And god dang it, I could tell she was very nervous. She was on edge, and I wanted more than anything to be able to make this right, but I had dug a hole in every potential path of action I could only see, making me look like more of a creep. I was just praying we did not get off at the same stop. If I saw that she was getting off at my stop, I decided I would just not get off. I'd stay and get off somewhere else and figure it out. I could not have this woman think I was following her in addition to everything else. Fortunately, she got off a few minutes later at a different stop to mine. She kind of hurried off. I saw her look back as she was leaving, presumably to make sure I wasn't following. That broke my damn heart. I definitely made this poor woman think she was about to get murdered, and I'm so sorry. TLDR, I absentmindedly sat directly behind a young woman on an otherwise empty bus, and then made it worse. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. The awkwardness is like, we've all been there, especially as guys. I mean, probably girls too. I don't know. But as a guy, like, I've had moments where I was like, this girl thought I was chasing her. Like, I have literally had that moment where, it's like, what was it? Like parking garages, where you're like, all of a sudden you pop out from. All right, I'm sounding like I'm like crazy or like I'm doing this on purpose. Like you guys are. It's just you, and then there's like another person, and sometimes it's like a woman or like sometimes even like a small man, and you show up and it's just you and them, and you're like, you guys are walking the same direction, but you're behind them, and you like, you feel like, do I slow down because I don't want them to feel like I'm, creeping on them or something, and then like you end up going the same direction. Oh, it's the worst. I hate it. I hate that feeling. It's like, I don't like feeling apologetic for something I didn't do. I didn't mean to do this. We're just two humans existing at the same time. I'm not gonna hurt you, but I guess enough men have. So now I gotta pay the price, I guess. I don't know. It's lame. It's lame that people do that. You hear of the bear and the man thing. Dude, if I saw a bear, I think I'd pick a bear. I'm gonna be honest. If I saw a bear in the middle of like It's 3 in the morning. I'm in a parking garage. Oh, okay. It's 3. No. Okay. It is 5 a.m. The sun is barely coming out. Okay? And I'm waking up from camping. And I look in the distance. And I see that there's a bear. There is a freaking brown bear. Okay? I'm like, oh crap. I'm gonna die. You know? Like, that's just like what's good. I'm either gonna die, or it's gonna get curious, maybe eat the food that I have left out, and then leave. Maybe. If I'm lucky. Bam. It's done. Whatever. The death is gonna hurt. But if you imagine it's 5 a.m. and you're camping, and you unzip the tent, and you're like, and you look, and about 50 feet out, there's just a naked man. Bald. I'm sorry to all my bald friends. But imagine he's bald. He's got no facial hair. His whole body is shaved. Okay? You picturing it? I don't want to either. But it's in there now. And he's 50 feet. And he's just standing in the tree line. And staring at you. That is terrifying. That's terrifying because it's unpredictable. You can predict what a bear is going to do. You can't predict a man. And so I get that. I get that sometimes. I get the fear. And I, like, my resting face is this. Look at this. I'm like, that's what I look like all the time. I don't look friendly. And it's sad because I'm like, I really try to be the kindest person I can be, you know? But I'm just like, I look so mean. I either look sad or I look like I'm going to take a trip down the sewer slide. You know what I mean? And by, sewer slide, I think we're all young enough to know what that means. And, because I'm either, or I'm very distinct, but they can look the same. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I just got a message. It's just about a gym thing. I'm good. Anyways, that was a good story. That's crazy though. I know I felt this way before. Not maybe this extreme where I was like, damn it. But I don't know. I felt something similar. Let's see. I'm trying to look for another quick one. I'm gonna search the best one ever on the subreddit. Let's see what the best one ever. Oh, this is the best from today too. Whoops. Oh well. All right, let's see this. Uh-oh. This looks spicy, dude. Time I messed up by buying everyone an Ancestry DNA kit and ruining Christmas. I can already tell where this is going to go. By Snorkel721. Awesome. I don't know what FUOTM means. What is that? A highlight doesn't do anything. Whatever. Earlier this year, Ancestry DNA had a sale on their kit. I thought it would be a great gift idea, so I bought 6 of them for Christmas presents. Today, my family got together to exchange presents for our Christmas Eve tradition, and I gave my mom, dad, brother, and 2 sisters each a kit. As soon as everyone opened their gift at the same time, my mom started freaking out. No, Mom! Mom got around. She told us how she didn't want us taking that because they had unsafe chemicals. We explained to her that there were actually no chemicals, but we could tell she was still flustered. Later, she started trying to convince us that only one of us kids need to take it since we will all have the same results and to resell extra kits to save money. Fast forward, our parents have been fighting upstairs for the past hour, and we're downstairs trying to figure out who has a different dad. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, That's awful, dude. Too long didn't read. I bought everyone in my family an Ancestry DNA kit for Christmas. My mom started freaking out. Our parents are fighting. My dad might not be my dad. Oh my gosh. Update. Thank you so much for all the love and support. My sister's brother and I have not yet decided if we are going to take the test. No matter what the results are, we'll still love each other and our parents no matter what. Update 2. Christmas isn't ruined. My... What is FU? What? I don't know. Actually turned into a Christmas miracle. Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. Okay. My, bad time turned into a Christmas miracle. Turns out my sister's father passed away shortly after she was born. A good friend of my mom's was able to help her through the darkest time in her life, and they went on to fall in love and create the rest of our family. They never told us because of how hard it was for my mom. Last night, she was strong enough to share stories and photos with us for the first time, and it was truly, oh my goodness. Oh man, and it truly brought us even closer together as a family. This is a Christmas we will never forget, and yes, we are all excited for our test results. Merry Christmas, everyone. Sorry my mom isn't a thing. No, you're not my daddy. Dude, that is beautiful. What? Wow. That's awesome, dude. Like, I was like, uh-oh, mom had fun. Mom had too much fun. And then it was that mom was hurting. That's crazy. Man. Yeah, I mean, my mom is my biological mom, but my dad is not. And all my siblings, my stepdad is their biological dad, so I'm the only one who looks different. I have brown hair and freckles, and I gain weight different. They're all super skinny, and I get fat easy. That's why working out is such a big deal for me right now. And when I found out, I was like 7, and that was like such a big deal for me to know that. I don't know. That's crazy. That's really cool that this person, like, it was actually something that brought them closer. I remember the day that I found out. It made me feel. It didn't make me feel very close to my family. Actually, I felt very confused for a long time. So I'm glad this person took it the right way. The sister, you know what I mean? Because she just found out her dad isn't her dad, but he is. Just like my dad. So, oh man, that was cool. Yeah, well, I guess this is it. I'm just gonna post this on YouTube. I'm not even probably gonna edit it because I don't know how to edit. So, this is going on YouTube, and thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time. This is only, it's only 23 minutes. It looks like 20, maybe 25 by the time I'm done talking. And this is easy for me. So while I'm in school and working as a bartender, I think that is a good time for me. And, I'm living at home with my parents right now. After a hard time, I moved back in with my parents, and this is like so you might hear them yelling. They're not very quiet people, so we're gonna make this work, I think. So I had a great time. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.